Hello, fellow humans. Katrina here. Quick disclaimer, I am a professional, not your professional. Anything I'm about to say should not be taken as medical, legal, or otherwise advice. This podcast is purely for education and amusement. That is it. Disclaimer over. Today, I'll talk about what I don't know about working from home. I thought we'd go over a few pros and cons from working from home, and then just a few tips for that home work balance when working from home. So the pros that I've identified, and there's probably more, I don't know, but a few pros of working from home is there's no commute. In my case, I was driving 30 minutes each direction. And so working from home, that's an entire hour eliminated from sitting in traffic. There's possibly no pants or leggings become pants. I definitely don't recommend being on a Zoom call without pants. I think there was a viral video of a newscaster who did that and got caught. So definitely wear some sort of bottoms, but they may be more comfortable than what you would wear going into an office. Another pro is that you're able to set your own hours in some cases, and that might increase productivity. If you're balancing between homeschooling your children and your workplace, it might be better to have your own hours in that case. But there's also cons of working from home. Managing the little ones as well as managing your work time may become unmanageable. Time management may become so difficult that it decreases productivity. In addition to that, some employers may have unrealistic expectations of your availability because your email and your texting is all right there on your phone. Just because you have your phone doesn't mean that you should be available for them at every given moment. And that's different if you're on call. We'll talk about that in a minute. Another con from working from home is that the work-home life lines may become blurred. So just like a bed is only for sleep and sex, home is where revitalization takes place. And a lot of folks come home, take off their uniform, and that is a place to just chill. And if you can't chill in the one place that is supposed to be relaxing, well, then maybe working from home isn't the best option. But if you are working from home, here's 3 tips to balance that. First off, routine is essential, and you might try time blocking. Time blocking is where you take particular hours of the day and make time to do things. I like to use Google Calendar, but there's also iCalendar, Outlook, or old school using a pen and paper, blocking off time to do what you want when you want it. And that can make, whether it's work related or recreational related, it increases the chances of it happening if it's written down. I don't know why, that just seems to be the case. Now, if you are on call for your job, make sure to get clear expectations from your employer about what that means and set boundaries where needed. Another tip is to make a work area or room that is for nothing but work. I do have the privilege of a home office, but if you live in a small space, you might mark off a desk or a corner of the room for nothing but work only. You can even have a partition if you want, so it's separate from the rest of the room. You can also have a chair that is for work only, or even a sweater or a jewelry of some sort. Just like Mr. Rogers changes as soon as he gets home, you can also, if you're working from home, change whatever it is about work to home to have that clear distinction that, okay, work is over. Lastly, take breaks. And if you can put it on your calendar, do that. But even a small mental break can do wonders. If you're able to get up and stretch or walk around once an hour, that might be ideal. However, if you're glued to your computer, you might consider positioning yourself so behind you is a window to look out. In my case, despite being at a small corner of my view, I am able to see treetops and the sky from my desk. So when you need a 30-second break, just look out that window and take a few solid, deep belly breaths. So in 30 seconds, at 5-ish seconds in, 5-ish seconds out, that should be enough time to get in 3 deep, long breaths, which can change your entire next adventure or your outlook on whatever the next task is at hand. So hopefully that was helpful. Today I told you some pros and cons from working from home and a few tips for leaving work at work while you're working from home. For me, working from home has become my preference, and by next year, I'll be entirely virtual as the pros do outweigh the cons in my particular situation. So, to support the show, you can cash at me at Katrina Dragon or click the button on the podcast tab on my website. I do appreciate each and every one of you simply for existing.